Let me briefly introduce myself. I'm a practicing intuitive psychologist with 25 years of experience, 20 years of which I actually worked in applied psychology, also known as traditional psychology. Then, gradually and through parapsychology, I, to say so, migrated into esoterics. And it was esoterics that united all the things that I would want to have united. In addition, this method practices an integral approach to the person, to a human in general, and one's life, allowing studying the person from all the aspects, including spirituality. And I feel comfortable within this area, and I'm not planning to leave. Today it is the time for us to speak about the method that I have discovered for myself, the method I was led to, and the method I've been asking for. It was crucial for me to consider a person in a comprehensive way, taking into account all the aspects of one's life. This method has united the approaches as well as the information about the human in mere 8 digits. Technically, all the information is encoded in these 8 digits, namely in the date of our birth. This is what this method is based on, because you calculate the metrics of your life using the date of your birth. And today we will not just talk about the metrics, but about your health. And I'm not going to teach you today how to calculate your metrics, as it is a very time-consuming task. But I prefer to tell you more about other things. Thus, I will use the date of your birth, if any of you are interested to share it with me, and simply tell you about yourself. And if any of you really have some health issues, I will be able to explain the causes of those issues and tell you what needs to be done so that you would not have the problems with your health anymore. Well, what does contribute to your health in the first place? You all know this because you are interested in your own health, you are smart and wise and inquisitive. You are already attending various conferences and learning from others, so I assume you might already have a vast scope of knowledge about your health. So there is a chance that the information I present today will not be new to you. And that is why I will make effort to talk specifically about your health rather than offering general information. You know that all our health issues first emerge on a finer mental level within our subtle bodies, when our energy's harmony is disrupted and driven out of balance, when our bodies accumulate too much of so-called unlearned or failed life lessons, too much of negativity. And that is when your physical body starts to suffer as well, as it is the last instance and the last attempt of your inner self to draw attention to the problems you are experiencing. All our emotions, apart from our failed karma lessons, also affect the physical body, as all of these ignored or failed lessons, emotional and mental issues, find their manifestation in the health issues. There are 2 aspects through which you can figure out if you are healthy or not. You should pay attention to the state of your energy, and then look at the condition your physical body is in. Nowadays, it is the time that literally forces us to consider the state and well-being of our physical bodies. Firstly, it is the suit that you're always wearing, literally, and that is why you should take care of it, so it would last longer and be functional as long as it can. Secondly, your body is the tissue through which all the energies flow, and it is the field where they interact. There is no way of separating the physical body from the mental matter, as they constantly interact and they are intertwined. This means everything is united and connected. What you saw in your mental sphere, that shall you reap in your physical one. If you are hurt mentally, your physical body will start suffering as well. Our energy system consists, as you know, of chakras, or energy centers. There are 7 main chakras, and that is exactly what we will talk about today. And I will draw your attention to the centers and health issues. We're not going to discuss upper or lower chakras, but just the 7 main chakras should be enough for today. Each chakra, as you probably know already, is responsible for certain external aspects of your life. It is directly connected to the way we love others, the way we behave, and what we do. In addition, each chakra is connected to your internal organs and systems within your physical body. This means when we are working on harmonizing our energies, we trigger a chain reaction and improving our mental state. We better our physical condition. This changes your energy vibrations as the result. And the new vibrations draw into your life different people and events, different from previous ones. If you improve your vibrations, everything in your life gets better, but the worse the vibrations are, the harder your life is. There is a cause and there is a consequence. It always works this way. This means that there is a reason behind everything happening in your life right now, including health problems. There was a time when you made certain choices that led to current results. As a rule, health issues, unless they're due to your karma, start somewhere after 35 years and then last for a while, and then when you're 40, you pass a certain threshold. And the numerical matrix clearly reflects this change as well. Right now you're seeing the matrix on your screen, and for those of you who don't know what the matrix is, I'll explain. Numerical matrix is calculated based on your date of birth and includes 2 squares. The square in a straight position is blue, and the diagonal square is red. The blue square is the basis to your life. It is your fundament, as it reflects your family energy and history, and it offers you information about all of your relationships and connections with your ancestors and family. Though ancestral karma is a separate topic and I will not talk about it today, nevertheless, sometimes it happens so that this type of karma plays a role in your health and energy state. Thus, this kind of information should be considered individually in every specific case, as every one of us has one's own history. And the red diagonal square contains your personal information, contains all about you. Now, if you look to the right corner of the square, you will find there number 21. That is the point signifying the age of 40. As if you scale the years within the squares, that is where the age of 40 falls. The horizontal red line crossing number 21 is called the line of Earth. It was named this way because it signifies and refers to everything material and physical, all the things in your life, including health and money. The red vertical line is the line of the sky, and it signifies your connection with heaven, your spirituality, and energy. All the chakras are calculated using this line, as it represents your energy potential. Now back to the age of 40. It is a special time in your life, and even psychology describes it as the age of importance. This age is known as the time of middle age crisis, because this is when a person draws a certain line to one's life, summarizing everything achieved, because technically half of his life has already passed, and that person begins to wonder what's next and where to go. The questions arise: what have I achieved? What do I have now? And where shall I go next? What shall I do? Thus, once again, you start thinking about the sense of your life. On the other hand, there is a superstition that you shouldn't celebrate your 40th birthday. There is no need to party and honor this age, as the superstition goes. This is known to be a bad date for partying. Whether it is related to the custom of commemorating the dead on the 40th day after death, or there is another reason for this, but this is what's happening, and this is why 40 years become such a special threshold. And those who have passed it already will confirm my words, that certain changes occur at this time, though many people don't know why. But this is the time when you get back from the universe your test results for the test called your personal calling. This means that you should fulfill your personal calling, your destiny, by the age of 40. And your personal calling is what you owe to yourself and to your soul. And if you remember who you really are, you will understand why your calling might not have been fulfilled by the age of 40. Because often you don't think that much about yourself. I'll talk about us, those people who were brought back in the USSR. The way we were educated, we were taught to guard the collective values, respect socialism, and defend the interests of others. No one ever told us that, firstly, we should look inside of ourselves, peering deeply into our insides and listening to our souls and hearts. So why does our soul want? That's what I'm asking myself now. And I'm telling you that if you have not paid enough attention to your soul, drawing the equal mark between a human and a body, you messed everything up. You brought yourself down to our ancestors, who literally wandered around with sticks, dressed up in animal skins, and whose primary goal was survival. So their body was the main concern, and it played the main role, as it needed to be taken care of in the first place, indeed. Intellect and soul were not the center of attention. However, right now, the situation has radically changed, and you finally get to face yourself and proceed slowly but surely to your soul, trying to define and pay attention to your own interests and needs, and learn to respect them. You are coming back to your inside, to your inner self. I am telling you that you need to pay attention to your soul's needs and to respect them. And it's important to be guided by your insides. And I'm telling you this simply because all these things directly relate to your health. The thing is that your soul rebels. Because what happens is it appears on earth. It has a certain purpose. It is determined to fulfill this purpose, and it chooses the body best suited for this purpose, the body that would help to complete the chosen tasks with 100% guarantee That's just how things work. And the soul would never be embodied if there was no solid guarantee that it would fulfill all its tasks and acquire the experience it needs. It is an extremely rare occasion for a soul to appear on Earth by accident. Technically, it never happens. Our Earth is a karma planet, and all souls who come to this planet are here to gain needed experience and work off their debts. That is why the soul chooses the best means to suited tasks. Thus, your soul chooses the best country and the best parents, the most suitable country and parents, in fact, to complete the tasks. And I always tell those who come to my consultations, to people who are upset and frustrated with their parents, because in fact there is a huge number of such people, I tell them, you choose your parents. Technically, your parents are world-class coaches. They're preparing you to fulfill your own tasks, and that is why you should treat your parents only with love, gratitude, and respect, no matter what kind of parents you have. You chose them, and they're the most suitable parents for you. In addition, you chose your own body. Your body is the clothes that you chose in the wardrobe to suit your purposes the best way. You chose your gender. You decided to be male or female to fulfill your destiny to the maximum. However, what happens a lot, and what is, I'd say, even a usual outcome of all this? The country is not the one you want. There is no room for self-realization. Parents are awful and are not the Rockefellers. Then you don't like your body, so you want to go to a plastic surgeon and change what you can. You want to cut yourself and get rid of all extra parts. Or you don't like your gender. You chose it and then you decide you don't like it, so you go and change it as well. Now, think for a minute. Does it make sense to you? Can you imagine what does your soul feel when you go and do all these things? Really, imagine yourself right now in the shoes of your soul. What would you feel when this happens? The soul chose the most suitable things, but the person, due to one's ego and personality, which are also given for a purpose, by the way, as you're gonna use them to receive your lessons, and you keep insisting on changing things while your soul wants the opposite, the things that you have already chosen. Which means the intentions of your souls do not coincide with your own intentions, which are often selfish or egotistical. And that is how your soul rebels. All these changes and situations are mirrored in your physical state. Your life makes a turn, and your soul starts teaching you, trying to return to the self, trying to remind you that you are not a mere body, but a spiritual being who is a temporary guest here on earth. Thus, all the objections of your soul lead to the results that you are seeing right now in your life. Now, how do you change all this? And how do you cure yourself both mentally and physically, starting a life with no medicine and no doctors? This method proves that this is possible. Technically, nothing is impossible for humans. They only need to be willing to work on things, to work on their life. Life is showing us what to do and where to go. You only need to know how to read signs, how to hear the signals emitted by the universe. Hear them in advance. Before the bell ringing, The universal bell ringing turns into thunder and you end up in the hospital. You don't need to make things worse.